Hello, hello. Um, Welcome to this is very loud, is it? Is it too loud? Welcome to the very last session today. We promise we will try to make it interesting for you. And let's start, right? This is the panel on green hydrogen ports. My name is Monica Swanson. I work for Port of Rotterdam, and Irison have asked if I would work with my colleagues here to do this session. I'll properly introduce myself when I do my presentation, but I would really like to first introduce the other members of the panel. First of all, Ms. Sana El Amrani, Director of Ports and Maritime at the Ministry of Equipment and Water. Thank you for being here on behalf of Irison. Then we have Amin El Karam, National Ports Authority, CEO, Director. He will correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have Fozit Tabet, GFA Group, Germany.
So,
Sana?
Thank you very much, Monica, for the introduction. And thank you for organizer to invite port stakeholders to speak about green hydrogen ports. Even if in Morocco we don't have yet a green hydrogen port specifically, but we will talk about our national strategy in terms of port development in Morocco. So I don't know if you can please launch the presentation. It's okay. So allow me just to have a few introduction. Yeah. So allow me to give a small introduction about port sector in Morocco. So Morocco is a maritime nation. We have more than 3,500 kilometers of coastline. We have something as 43 ports along the Mediterranean and Atlantic Ocean. And 14 of these ports are multi-purpose and international trade ports. Okay. So we have also an ambition vision for developing port sector by the Horizon 2030, a very clear vision to have efficient ports, catalysts of competitiveness of the national economy, drivers of territorial development, and key players in positioning Morocco as a hub, international hub, logistics platform in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean also. So this vision is clear, but the strategy is very open. We keep some strategic monitoring to adapt this strategy within the change indicators as sectorial policies, as international opportunities, territorial policies also, and port terminals saturation, of course. We have also new challenges, and you know all the new challenges of decarbonization, sustainability, resilience, digitalizing, and supply and strategic stocks in every country. So there are new challenges that we are facing in our ports strategy. Now, for green hydrogen ports, I think that ports could play several roles in terms of decarbonization and developments of green hydrogen hubs. First, ports are partner in the national energy transition, because through these ports we can import and export all products related to this national energy transition strategy. Second, ports are a driver in decarbonization of maritime transport. And I think that there is a session specific to this item. And ports can give more opportunities to decarbonize maritime transport by ensuring green fuels bunkering in these ports. And thirdly, the ports could be modern, intelligent, and green community hubs. They could be green ports and use green energy and give green energy to all port stakeholders and users, as well as industrials and also maritime companies. Well, if we look at this map, this card of Morocco, we have the most important potentials in terms of production of green energy. This is the Ministry of Energy Transition one. So if we look at the card, we have some regions that are very advantages in terms of this production. And from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic Ocean, we have the main ports that are existent or under development, which can be used in this green hydrogen development, not only for exportation of green hydrogen, but in all the three items that I talked about. So we have the new port of Nador West Med in the Mediterranean Sea. This is a multi-purpose and industrial port which is under construction and very advanced in terms of works. We have also the port of Tangemed, of course, which is a multi-purpose and industrial hub and the only bunkering port today in Morocco. We have the port of Jarf al-Asfar, which is an industrial port in Morocco, and which is the only port handling ammonia. We handle about 2 million tons of ammonia each year in this port. We have also the new port of Safi, which is an industrial port, and the new port of Al Ayoun and the new port of Dakhla Atlantic. We will say these new ports with more details. We have also in the region of Gelmim, which is a good region also in terms of production, the port of Tantan, and in the north of Al Ayoun we have the port of Tarfaya that could play a role also in this green hydrogen industry in general. So here you have just the main idea that all these ports dispose of a great industrial and logistics area that could make available the development of all industries, green industries around the ports. So for Nador West Med, for example, we have a large industrial zone, about 2,000 hectares in the first phase. And you have just the plain of the ports, actually. We have, of course, the large port of Tangemed, which is connected with several logistics and industrial zones in the north of Morocco. We have also the port of Jarf al-Asfar, which is connected also to a large logistic and industrial area, especially chemical industries and phosphate industries, power plants, etc. And finally, we have the new port of Dakhla Atlantic, which is located in the south of Morocco, and which is the new main port in the southern regions. And he is related also to a large economic activity zone, about 1,600 hectares, and in addition of the infrastructure of the port, of course. So there is just a main idea about all port development in the matter of green in general and green hydrogen specifically, and each port could be play a part of the different rules around this green hydrogen industry. Of course, all ports cannot be green hydrogen hubs for exportation. It's okay, but every port should play one role in its position and according to its industrial zone and its logistical zone and its connectivity with the hinterland. Okay, it was the main presentation. Thank you very much, and keep.
Amin El-Karam.
Yes.
Would you do us the pleasure?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am Amin El-Karam. I'm the head of Port Police and Regulation Department at the National Port Authority of Morocco, which is the department managing the safety and security and all sustainability in the Moroccan ports. And thank you, Sana, for showing us all the potential of Moroccan ports in terms of development of green hydrogen. And what I'm going to talk about now is some key steps or how ports must undergo several preparations to facilitate and the growth and the development of this new sector of green hydrogen. To start, this is one map showing all the ports managed by the National Port Authority. We manage more than 34 ports, 14 open for foreign trade, and the other ones are the fishing or marinas, fishing ports or marinas. And as you can see, we have a large geographic coverage of the Moroccan coastal line, and we are present all over the 3,500 kilometers of coastal line. Now let's talk about some key steps we identify at the National Port Authority as a keys to facilitate the growth and development of this new field. First, let's start with the infrastructure investment, and we believe that ports should invest in the infrastructure to handle production, storage, and transportation of green hydrogen. And this includes, of course, if necessary, building dedicated terminals or extending existing facilities for also production, compression, and storage. And also, as my colleague said, the bunkering, which is a new field in the port sector. The second key step is the upgrade of transportation. And we think that ports need to adapt their transportation infrastructures to accommodate hydrogen transport. This may include building new pipelines, loading and unloading equipment, and transport vessel for hydrogens. One other very important steps is the regulatory framework. And establishing a clear regulatory framework that supports the production, transport, and use of green hydrogen. And this framework should provide incentives for green hydrogen production and ensure safety and environmental compliance. We believe also that partnership is very important to facilitate the growth of this new field. And this partnership should be with the collaboration with the industrial stakeholders, including hydrogen producers, technology developers, research institutes, and encourage also public and private partnership to drive investment and growth in this new sector. We believe also at National Port Authority that it's very important to have a skilled workforce, and we are working on that right now in our agency to train and develop a skilled workforce capable and able to operate and maintain hydrogen production and transportation infrastructure, and doing that safely and efficiently. The six key steps we are working on, or we identify as a very important factor, is the environmental consideration. And in that case, we should ensure that the environmental and safety standards are met during hydrogen production and transport, and implement measures to minimize the impact of emissions and environmental impact of the new projects. Okay. The other key steps we identify at national port authorities is the research and development, and this is a topic we saw this morning in some others panels, and so I will go directly to the integration with the renewable energy, which is very, very important to promote the integration of green hydrogen production with renewable sources like wind and solar to ensure a sustainable and low carbon supply chain. And to finish, I think that developing safety protocols is very important, and this is in order to handle and transport safely this new molecule, which is not known right now in our ports, and it's highly inflammable and a substance which needs a lot of safety and security measures. Okay. In summary, or to end, I think that preparing ports for the development of the green hydrogen sector involves a holistic approach that includes infrastructure development, regulation collaboration, workforce training, environmental consideration, and market development. This preparation is essential for using all the potential of green hydrogen as a clean energy carrier. Thank you.
Okay, so, yes, thank you. So, hello, everybody. My name is Fouzi Tabet. So, I am an international expert in the field of renewable energy and green hydrogen. So, actually, I work for the company GFA, which is based in Hamburg, Germany. Okay, so today I would like to share with you some insights about an ongoing project. So in fact, this is a project about PTX transport from MENA region to Europe, and particularly Germany. So this project is, was actually initiated by the German government, especially by the Ministry of Economics Affairs and Energy. It is supervised or managed by GIZ and implemented by GFA. So, in fact, yeah. So okay, so the study, the aim of this project or this study is to conduct an analysis of PTX transport options from selected MENA region countries in this project. So we have Morocco, Algeria, and Egypt. So the transport is investigated from these countries to European Union and particularly Germany. And also within this project, we investigate the logistics in these countries, these MENA countries. So as I said, so the company in charge of implementing the project is GFA. So actually GFA is an international consulting company based, as I said, in Hamburg. So it's active in cooperation and development sector since 1982. GFA has participated to the establishment of roadmaps regarding green hydrogen in different countries in Africa and Asia. In Morocco, we have a partner. So, and this partner is Energy Handle. So Energy Handle is a consultancy, also an engineering company. It is mainly active in solar photovoltaic and green hydrogen. Energy Handle also contributed to the development of the Moroccan hydrogen roadmap. Yes, so just to give you a summary about the work packages or the tasks of this project. So actually we have 4 tasks. So the first task is about benchmark and need analysis. So in fact, within this task is to investigate the international experience or benchmark regarding PTX transport and export logistics. So I would like to mention that in this project, so we focus on pipelines as a mean of transport and also maritime. Okay, and then the second point is to analyze the knowledge regarding PTX transport and finally to examine the existing infrastructures. For example, as my colleague said, the ports and also the pipelines. So this was the first task or the first work package of the project. The second task, it's about the comparison of the transport options. So this means that we have to think about scenarios of transport. For example, from Morocco to Germany. So we have to think about scenarios, for example, to choose, to define the ports, to define the pipelines, scenarios for the ports, for the maritime transport and scenarios for the pipeline transport. So this means we have to define the options and also the products, because PTX actually it's very, very large. So we have to define which PTX, the focus of PTX. So then of course the collection of the data for the cost benefit, because once we have collected all this information, especially the scenarios, so we have to perform the cost benefit analysis. We have to compare, for example, let's say the transport by tankers to the transport by pipeline to see, the costs, the levelized costs. Okay, then the last task is about recommendations. So this means that we have to compare the results of the scenarios and to provide recommendations and the short road map. Okay, so once we have gathered all this information, so we can draw a conclusion about the MENA region, about these selected MENA region countries. We compare in Morocco, Egypt, Algeria, and we say, okay, so this is the best option for Morocco, this is the best for Egypt, etc. So this is actually an ongoing project. And now I would like to share with you some results, not results exactly or directly from the project, but some results from the literature, which are very interesting for this project. Yeah. So first of all, let me show you the PTX. The derivatives which are selected, retained in this project. So we have a liquid hydrogen. Okay, so we are investigating the transport of liquid hydrogen. The same for ammonia and also LOHC. So LOHC is the carrier of hydrogen. For example, we have toluene, and we can carry hydrogen within toluene. So this is actually the maritime transport. And for the pipeline, so we can, for example, or we are actually investigating a dedicated pipeline to hydrogen in Morocco, for example, and also an existing, the existing pipeline with blending. Blending, this means that we mix natural gas with a few percentage of hydrogen. Okay, so actually this is the PTX options considered in this study. And as I told you, in this study, we benefits from an existing results from literature. For example, we have IRENA. So IRENA, they did a lot of investigations, and from the results of IRENA, so we have that the transport of liquid, of hydrogen liquid, is only profitable for distances less than 3,000 kilometers. So this is actually very important for us when we do our cost-benefit calculation. We have to compare to these results. The same for LOHC. So it's only profitable for volumes less than 300,000 tons per year and distances not exceeding 12,000 kilometers. This is also another very important point. Ammonia. Ammonia is the transport option for long distances without volume limitation. So this is why ammonia is very, very, very attractive. And regarding the pipelines, so the newly built hydrogen gas pipeline is profitable up to approximately 2,000 kilometers. And we have also the repurposed pipeline. This means existing pipeline. And this existing pipeline, we do some transformation that we can carry, that it can carry hydrogen, some enhancements or refurbishing. Yes, so a repurposed pipeline is profitable up to approximately 8,000 kilometers. So actually, these results will be very benefits for our study. The same, I would like to, oh yeah, sorry. The same, this is for actually the maritime transport. Regarding ammonia, LOHC, liquid hydrogen, for example, for the time being, the levelized cost for ammonia transport, it's about, or is between 2.5 and 4.5 dollars per kilogram of hydrogen. So this is for the time being, and it's interesting to compare also our results to this IRENA results. And of course, this result will be reduced in the future, okay? Because we will benefit from the large scale deployment of the technology. Okay, when it comes to pipeline transport, it's very, very important to consider this point. And this point, it's about the hydrogen percentage in pipelines in different European countries. For example, when I have to send, for example, hydrogen from, blend as a blend, mixed with natural gas from Morocco till Germany, I need to take into account these limitations because we have to send it through different countries in the European Union. And in different countries in the European Union, we have limitations in the pipeline. So this is why this is actually a huge constraint when it comes to use blending. I think the last thing is about the European hydrogen backbone. So of course, you know about this ongoing project in the European Union. It's about network of pipelines dedicated to hydrogen. And they did also some calculations about hydrogen transport within this network. And it's interesting to compare also our cost calculations for pipeline transport, for example, let's say from Morocco till Germany, with what is what was found by the European backbone. For example, for onshore pipelines, so it's between 0.11 and 0.21, 21. And for offshore pipelines, it's between 0.17 and 0.32 euros per kilogram per 1,000 kilometer. So this is actually very, very important results that our project, that will be very benefits for our project. So thank you for your attention, and Madam, it's your turn.
Thank you, Fouzi Tabet. Okay, I promised to introduce myself properly when I started speaking. So my name is Monica Swanson Port of Rotterdam, and I've been building the global import program for hydrogen for Port of Rotterdam in a number of regions in the world, doing projects in several countries, including Morocco. And my project in Morocco is dear to my heart, I have to say. And I'm very pleased to also see many friends in the audience. Port of Rotterdam, most people know we're a big port. We're also a port in transition. And we are a big polluter in Europe because our port is not only a port, it's also an industrial zone. I tend to speak of our port as both. We're a port and industrial zone, and we manage it in an integrated way. So we don't only look at the seaside, we also look at the land side, and we believe that managing them together gives you the most benefits. It makes you most commercially agile, you could say. Also, you have robust income. You have port use, cyclic, and you have land lease income, which is continuous. So that's the basics of our port. And we're doing a lot of things to make ourselves greener, cleaner, better. We have 1,200 staff. It's a big team. So I have a lot of colleagues working on the same theme currently, because this is a strategic thing for us. It is very, very important for us. Just quickly, our port is about 40 to 45 kilometers in length. The country is only 200 by 300, so it's a rather big port. It's because we're not a port for the Netherlands only, we're a European port. And we're a very, very big energy port. 40 to 50% of our turnover is from energy. And some 13% of the energy consumed in Europe comes into Europe via Rotterdam. And we reach about 40% of industry. So also in Germany, in the Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Belgium, north of France. All these, well, most of these countries also have ports that are important ports. But we're a bit of a gateway, and for the reason that we have so many rivers going right into the areas where energy is needed, where cargo is needed. We're also a big container port. And this is not to just keep saying we're so big, because that sounds a bit, you know, self-inflatory. I just want to give you a bit of the dimensions of it. It's quite exceptional. We're quite fortunate because of the good waterway connections, because of the good roads, because of the railway lines, and because we have deep waters, we can do so many different things. It's also a big responsibility. We're about 8% of the national GDP in the sense of how many jobs, how many, the total amount of money that we sort of generate. I also have to say we is not the right word. There's 3,000 companies working in our port. So when I talk about us, I talk about all these companies, really. We are just the authority and just the port development company. The thing we find very important is that we prepare everything and we organize everything in such a way that the companies in our port can do their jobs in the best possible way. And this also means when you're looking at the green transition, you have to think ahead a little, because we need to prepare the grounds. We need to put in the infrastructure. My colleagues have shown what they are doing. And we have to do it in quite a complex environment because it's so big and there's so many different companies. If you look at the pink and the yellow clusters on this map, the pink areas are chemistry and refinery industries. The yellow are liquid bulk terminals. Just imagine all those areas need to change. And actually they are already changing. Oh, this is simplified version of our plan. You might have seen this before because we have used this slide in many presentations. I'm just wanting to indicate that underneath what's happening in the port, we're doing this really big pipeline for hydrogen. And we were working on this in 2013 already, thinking about the first concepts for this. Why? Because if we didn't do it then, we wouldn't be able to FID it now or to implement it now. And really, we have to say we had two strategic themes for the past 10 years. One was digitization, the other was the green transition. And when we started, especially with the green transition, many of our port companies said, oh, come on. No, we need to make money. It's oil and gas, it's gray hydrogen, that's what we're doing. But it is now really changing. And we, all of us, are here because we want to do that. And so we're going to have a pipeline, and that pipeline is going to connect to Germany, talking about infrastructure, right? But of course, we're a tiny company, so maybe the same length of pipeline would be needed somewhere in Morocco to connect a production area to a port. But because it's all so close together in our area, that's what we do. We have green electricity on the North Sea. So that's government concessions, private companies doing that. Electrolyzer cluster, Shell, BP, Air Liquide, Uniper, Nubian, all that kind of companies are setting up factories in a cluster. I use the word cluster a lot because it's very important for us to, as a port development company, to make sure that the right activities are clustered next to each other, so the output of the one could be the input of the other. We use residual heat for warming, heating houses in a number of areas around the port. All these things are going on. And of course, I think this is a pointer. I'm going to check. No, oh, no, it's not a pointer. I have to go back. How do I go back? I go back. Okay. We have calculated that we expect we need to import about 20 million tons of hydrogen by 2050. We've also recently come to the conclusion that we have to move faster than we thought in 2019, 2020. We need 4 million tons of hydrogen by 2030 to meet demand from big companies that are now using all kinds of other things, including gray hydrogen, but also coal, natural gas. The refinery industry needs hydrogen to clean up its act. Cement, steel, road logistics, you know all these things. I don't have to repeat them really, but we try to imagine, you know, how much will be needed and keep calculating this. And of course, 20 million tons of hydrogen is about 6 times as much in terms of ammonia. So we're looking at large volumes. We want a pipeline because we need to do it safely. My colleague from ANP, he mentioned the dangers, the toxicity of certain new substances. We handle a lot of difficult substances in Rotterdam. We have all kinds of terminals for chemical stuff, for fuels, liquids, but it's all handled safely because everything is organized around safety regulation, exactly as you say. Now there's large volumes coming in. We're setting up new terminals. We want to keep being a safe and efficient and a successful port. So the pipeline is one of the essential elements because a pipeline is safe. It is reliable. We also need shipping, of course. We're a port. So overseas, we need to connect to other ports. And that's what I actually wanted to zoom in on a little after this. This is a little bit more detail. I'm sorry it's in Dutch, but I'm just giving you the challenge. If you understand the Dutch, you're doing really well. There is some Dutch people in this audience, by the way, and they're laughing at me right now. Those are my friends. They're laughing at me. In any case, we're also doing carbon capture and storage because the pipeline takes a little bit of time. Actually, the import takes more time than the pipeline because we all know production still needs to be started. We have small 20 megawatt, a few electrolyzers, one in Bécancour, Canada, one in Iberdrola, one in a little Spanish town I can't reproduce the name of. I've seen it, it's beautiful, it works. They have a customer, so they can actually do it, huh? But it's still small. It's rather big, actually, 20 megawatts. But we are now thinking gigawatts because we know how big demand will be. So imagine the challenge. We're actually, you know, the oil industry started maybe in our port in the 30s when people were wanting to start driving cars. And then after the Second World War, everybody wanted a car, and then, you know, everybody wanted things and plastic things. The oil industry grew, but that all happened in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 70s of the last century. and the applications in which oil was used sort of grew gradually. And what we're now trying to do is to replace all these applications of traditional fuels and feedstocks in one go with things like hydrogen. So we have to do this so fast, and it's such a broad movement. I'm talking about my port, but we need, as my colleague from the ministry said, we need all the ports. Some may be really big hubs, like we are aiming to be, but all of the ports will be handling, well, the energy ports at least, and not the container. Well, even the container ports are likely to actually have containerized hydrogen and stuff like that. So we're all going to be touched by this, and we all have to, you know, take our responsibility here. So that's the pipeline to Germany, just to illustrate. When we look at pipelines here, we do need them on land, sometimes also underwater, but we think we need both. We need shipping for flexibility and trade. In the end, the energy will go where the price is highest, probably. What we now need to do is first build some security for producers and off-takers that there is supply and that demand will buy it. That's what we need to do first. Set up some sort of lifelines together, maybe as countries, maybe as ports. A lot of projects going on. About 9 official terminal announcements for ammonia. The existing ammonia terminal, OCI, is going to expand. A coal terminal has said, we want to put an ammonia terminal on our plot because coal is going to go out, ammonia is going to come in. So this is the we I was talking about. We were preparing the grounds. They can connect to the pipeline. The yellow and the pink patches can connect to the white pipeline, and they can have their own terminals. But this is hydrogen, a selection of hydrogen projects, and they've been marked in colored by the type they are. But there's an incredible lot going on. Imagine, you don't know, it's so much. I can't even reproduce a list because everybody's working on it at the same time. Some are doing truck logistics, some are doing barges on hydrogen or electric barges. There's about 50 people working on specifically the green transition now in our port. And we do that together with companies. So, and then we do it with other countries and with other ports. So just imagine the multipliers at work here. Maybe we can achieve that big change where we all move forward together if we keep going like this, all of us. But it's a lot of work, it's a lot of activity, and very hard actually to just summarize. These are the new official announcements. We know there's going to be more new terminals for new fuels and feedstocks, but some people are still working on their plans and they've only shared them with us or not yet, or that kind of thing happens as well. This is what it looks like from the air. And it's going to be a very clean port, but we still need to do a lot of work. And we want to connect with the other ports, with the projects in other countries. I'm just trying to click this thing. Yeah, there you go. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go into what we're doing in other countries. I think we should move towards drinks and move towards talking with each other at the dinner, and maybe people are going to meet after this. We promised the organization we wouldn't go into taking questions because we've already run late, and we comply with that, right? But I think on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank you for being here, because we do feel for, you know, such a late time of day. We're quite honored with the audience and the turn up. So thank you for that.